Hey guys, it's Doc here. Today I wanted to talk about the Modern Warfare players who like to rush or go in to kill the enemy team as fast as they possibly can. I want to talk about this topic because not only have I been doing this in my experience with all of the COD games, but I honestly think there's some things that some people don't know or could be helpful to them. Now I have 9 to 10 tips for this. And the first one I'm going to talk about is your mag size. You're going to need a mag that can take on 6 players. You're either going to need the damage to be high or the mag. Because if you're rushing, you're constantly going to be in contact with the enemy team. And you don't want to be dying because you don't have any ammo. Now, the only way to avert this is a larger clip, like I just said. Or the Fast Mag perk. It's not called Fast Mag, but I forgot what it's called, so that's what we're going to call it. Second tip is using stims. Stims are always going to help you with speed improvement, for 6-second speed improvement, and it improves the healing. Now, the reason this is so important is because you need to get over there fast if you can, and you need to try your hardest to stay alive if you want to go for a nuke or something. Now, my third tip is you need a fast fire rate gun. A fast, hard-hitting gun. If you don't have either of those, it's going to be a bit challenging to complete this. Now, the reason that you need this is because you're going to be in constant battle, and I've already said this multiple times, but if you do not have the good mag size or good damage, you're dead and there's no way to get past. Now, the third tip is going to be, you're going to need a secondary weapon. Secondary weapon is going to be key. You don't need it, but you do need it. Like, that doesn't make sense at all. So let's say I'm using my MP7 in the background. If I don't have my M4A1 when I run out of ammo, because I didn't go over to get those scavenger bags, or I don't have scavenger on, I'm going to need my M4A1. Now, the reason I have an M4A1 and an MP7 is MP7's for close range, M4A1 is just a little bit of a backup for the medium type range things. Now I'm going to be using my MP7, obviously, mostly if I'm playing on a map like Shipment. I'm always in close quarters and I don't need to use my M4A1 unless absolutely needed. That's tip number 4. Tip number 5, I mentioned this earlier, it's perks. You're going to need Scavenger on, or else you're going to run out of ammo unless you're playing Search and Destroy. This is the most important thing to have in your class because that's the only way you are going to preserve your ammo. Now, if I were to use something like EOD, sure, I would have the perk of that, but I would be so low on ammo and always need to be constantly using a secondary weapon, and that's not always the greatest. Number 6, I believe. You need to be as fast as you can or somehow get around them and flank them. If you can't get around them or get to them faster than they can get to you, then there's not a great chance you're going to stay alive. In Shipment, that won't matter, but I'm talking about maps like Shoot House, things like that. You need to attack them from the most unexpected spot. So like in Search and Destroy, how you always choose that one path to get it behind them, you need to use that path and change it up for Team Deathmatch or Hardpoint, things like that. Now to get across from the quotation marks campers, you're gonna want to use a scope or practice with your iron sights. The only way you're going to be able to hit the shots is by having a good aim with those iron sights or having a scope of some kind. Moving on, we need to have dead silence on along with C4. Talked about stim, but you need C4 and dead silence. You can always activate Pro if you want, but I prefer not so I can charge my dead silence faster. I really like that silence just because it improves your movement, it makes you silent obviously, and it's just insane. Bit overpowered if you're, it's kind of like Cav and Rainbow Six Siege. Don't know who that is, don't worry about it. Basically, it makes it super easy to just run around and do all that. And I'm pretty sure this is the last tip. You're going to need a suppressor to keep off of the radar. Now, I'm not saying you need it, but it's going to be the most useful, second useful thing, because scavenger is obviously more important. But if you have this, you stay off of the radar of your enemies and you get through, along with just getting an extended range. But this only works if you have a gun that works with monolithic suppressor. Pretty sure all guns have it, but that is going to be your savior. Now, I just want to re-talk over those iron sights. Personally, I love using the iron sights for the MP5, MP7, M4A1, all those guns. But I think the best way you're going to get kills on a long-range map is probably a scope, because you're going to get into those close range yet medium ranged fights, because who knows, they could be knowing that you're camping and already set up some proximity mines or a C4 or two. Sure, you can hack these if you have a spotter on them, but not everybody does. But that's what I want to talk about. I hope this helped. If I didn't go fully in depth to what you needed, just tell me in the comments and I can try to help you out there. I hope you have a good one. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, please like and subscribe and have a good day. Don't have to.
Return home bloody and empty-handed. Work.